العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Dr. Nevorn Askari.
Dr. 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 Askari.
Not Dr. Askari.
Dr. Askari.
Dr. Askari.
Dr. Askari.
Dr. Askari.
Dr. Khadija Askari.
Dr. Askari.
Hi, welcome to Radiant Health Improvement Center. I'm Dr. Nevorn K Askari. I've been a practicing pediatrician for over 30 years, and I've integrated alternative modalities such as acupuncture, homeopathy, design clinical nutrition into healing strategies for people who are 100% committed to reclaiming their health and living an amazing radiant life. I'm an advanced clinical nutrition specialist, and you're in the right place. And we're going to give you a guided tour on how to achieve your health in a better way. Let's go. There are several types of visits that you can have when you come to Radiant Health. One of the key features that we do is we do a design clinical nutritional program. We developed that program after doing a complete nutrition response testing assessment. We do a nutrition response testing assessment directly on you, the patient, on your body, and we determine exactly what your body needs to heal and repair itself. Because here at Radiant Health, we believe in the body's ability to heal and repair itself. These are all nutritional supplements. They're in little glass bottles. Energy travels from everything. We can feel the energy from the sun actually coming into this building this time of day. The energy from the foods in this glass bottle that are in capsule form can travel about 2 feet. So when I'm doing a nutrition response testing evaluation, which is a form of muscle testing, and I put the nutrition that you need on your body, if it's the correct product, then your body's going to become stronger, and that becomes part of a design clinical nutritional program. In addition to that, we have other state-of-the-art techniques to help you achieve the kind of health that you're looking for. This is the on-demand machine. On-demand in German means wave. Now, think about this. Your body is at least 70% water, right? Why? Because every cell in your body is fluid, is moving. And just like there are correct orbits in the solar system and for the sun and for the earth to exchange energy, all the cells in your body move in a certain frequency to allow your body to have optimal health. The on-demand machine is programmed with the exact frequency for each cell in your body when it's orbiting in a healthy fashion. So it's kind of like a biofeedback technique. I explain to my patients it's kind of like tuning up a piano. If you know how to tune up a piano and you hit a C sharp and you're holding a tuning fork that C sharp, if that C sharp is correct, they'll resonate or they'll vibrate together. That's kind of like what happens between your body and the on-demand machine. So it allows me to diagnose or detect if there's something going on with your adrenal glands or your thyroid or even your brain. So with that said, this is a phenomenal tool to use for children who are diagnosed with autistic spectrum disorder, attention deficit disorder, focusing or behavior problem, or even for adults with pain, with anxiety, with depression. The on-demand is a better way to make you better. Okay, let's keep going. We call this our Radiant Spas. We have a featured program here called the 21-day purification program, and it starts with the use of the infrared sauna to help you eliminate toxins through a metabolic form of sweating. We have the intermittent magnetic resonating system that helps the body detox and balance itself. And of course, we educate our patients about exercise and lifestyle changes. But one of the key features that I love that allows me to get excellent results is that we first start with the part of the body that's responsible with programming your body on how to get better. That's your autonomic nervous system. This is a heart rate variability machine, and it lets us know exactly if your body can respond to a correct program that will put it on a path to health and wellness. We see children, adults, we see patients from the age of before they're born to I think my oldest patient is 90 years old, okay? So I think I've been doing a pretty good job with that. But we know that sometimes when you come in, you're seeing things a little different. So for the children, we'll usually examine them in a room that kind of looks similar to any other exam room. But we still have the things that we need to do a complete nutrition response testing, so we can do it on children, we can do it on adults. It's a technique that is universally sound for everybody. This is our classroom. We believe that knowledge is power. We know that if you know better, you'll do better. So every Wednesday, we hold a community educational forum that educates the community on things relevant to their health, hypertension, how to avoid hypertension, how to avoid getting diabetes, how to cope with fatigue. We educate patients on the kind of things and lifestyle changes that will help them overcome these things and prevent them. We don't want to wait until someone has high blood pressure or someone has diabetes. That's not prevention, okay? We believe in wellness, and wellness emphasizes preventing illness and prolonging life as opposed to emphasizing the treatment of disease. There's a book that I love, and a lot of people have probably heard about. It's called The Art of War. And in that book, it talks about the need to be able to know your enemy and know your own strengths. So here at Radiant Health, instead of focusing on disease, we kind of subtly and secretly build up the body's health, because then disease can't live there. Thank you.
Dr. Nevorn Askari has been part of this community for over 25 years, serving us. We also know her as Khadija. I've had the opportunity of working with Dr. Askari for over 5 years, and I know that it is her mission to serve. Being around her has taught me a lot about responsibility and community, and to show up and to be resilient. And I am honored to watch her as she serves. And everyone who meets her understands that she is a very generous lady. She's generous with her knowledge. She's generous with her wealth. She's generous with her time. We are all grateful for Dr. Askari, and grateful that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used her as a vessel for mercy to many of us who have dealt with illnesses, who have dealt with all the things that we deal with as humans. And she has been there to be our mother, our aunt, our doctor, our advisor, and she has always answered the phone call. She has always been there to help. And every day that I get the opportunity to witness that, it makes me feel more and more comfortable with knowing that there is so much good in this world.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Askari. I got the order that you put in for Mr. Johnson, the D-dimer, the troponin, the EKG. I'd like to discuss those with you outside.
Okay, great. Okay, Don, we'll be right back with you, dear.
Okay, so we have some issues with some of the orders you put in.
What issues? What's going on?
I see that you ordered a troponin, a D-dimer, an EKG for Mr. Johnson. Unfortunately, the insurance that he has is not approved.
Oh, okay. You know how frustrating this is for me.
Right.
You know, because we're trying to get the best possible care for Mr. Johnson. So, you know, I'm not taking that on you. I love you. You do a fabulous job. I know how committed you are to your patients. But, you know, this is exactly why I say to my patients, insurance doesn't insure good health. Right? They've got to become empowered so that we're really preventing this from happening.
Right.
Because once we get here, you know, it's kind of like a crisis. So one of the things that it does bring in mind for me to share with you, because I know how passionate you are about your patients as well, is that what we're doing now is we're starting a learning academy where we're going to be educating health educators. So people like yourself who are familiar with what patients go through when they get to the hospital and these kind of things happen can empower them to do really preventive health. You can be discussing with them their nutrition, their options with their medications way before we get to this point. We're going to make that health learning academy really accessible to people like you who are working. It'll be online, it'll be affordable, it'll be empowering, and it'll be the kind of things where we can actually change the sick care system into a healthcare system.
Wow.
I'm excited about it.
Wow. I'd like to learn more about it.
Sure.
Dr. Askari is a very unique person, a unique Muslim, very valuable Muslim in our community. We look at her as an international doctor, not just a doctor for here in America, but also in Africa. And she has a big heart. Whether you have money or not, she's going to work with you. She don't know how to say no. Remind me of my own self. Don't know how to say no. And again, we're going to miss her, but we support her. We will be making dua for her, making prayers for her. Again, one of the most unique doctors that I know of in Islam and even outside of Islam. And we wish the best for her. May Allah continue to bless her and her family and bless us to have patience. Thank you.
Dr. Askari is a great doctor. She takes care of us. She be gentle with us. She's a great doctor. She always be there with us. And I really love her as much as everybody else. And she is really kind and she's gentle with everything. And I just really love her with all my heart.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. I speak on Dr. Khadija Askari as a spiritual woman, and that's the relationship I have with her for over 35 years. Everybody I know, I don't have small children. I've watched her from a distance, and all of the people who she's helped their babies to be born. Every 24 hours, anybody's child who was sick, Dr. Khadija was present. Her spirit is just the most beautiful. Her personal spirit is so beautiful. She's the most loving woman, and the reason she's that way is because she submits her will to God. She absolutely is God-fearing, and this is not a tragedy or nothing that's going on in her life, because God takes people and he puts them through struggle and brings them out victorious. She's a beautiful woman. She's a loving woman. She's a helpful woman. She's perfection. She strives to be perfect in her medical field, and just a hard worker and a helper to humanity. So may God help her, guide her, and bless her in every way.
Wa alaikum assalam, my beloved.
How are you?
Muhammad, I'm good.
Good. It's an honor. It's an honor to
Thank
have
you,
you here in
thank
your
you,
faith
thank you.
farms.
It's just such good energy for the spirit to be here. I mean, I could, as soon as I drove up, I could feel the energy.
Oh, praise you to Allah.
It's just amazing, and you know, thank you for sharing this with us.
Thank
because
you,
I know it's not often that I know you're very private and you're the best kept secret in Georgia.
Hey.
So thank you for sharing this with our viewers, because it's real important to me to kind of like educate people that food should be your medicine and medicine should be your food.
Absolutely.
And how important whole food nutrition is to the body's ability to heal and repair itself. So
Yes,
again,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just so excited about being here. It's so good for my spirit. I love you.
I love you too. Not only is it good for your spirit, it's good for your stomach and mind as well. So here at Your Faith Farms, it's a 30-acre farm and a mule. And we'll get the other 10 acres later on. But You know, we have been taught that we can't grow our own food. We have to look outside of our own communities to grow our own food. And we've been blessed to step out on faith, Doc, and we are providing food for our family. So we have okra growing
This is fantastic.
And look at the flower.
Whole
Look at that
food
life.
nutrition. And it's beautiful. Yeah, exactly.
That's life.
If you want life, if you want energy, if you want to be radiant, if you want your children amazing,
Yes,
we've
ma'am.
got to feed them live food.
We have to feed them life. And what
Real food.
What I've taught my children is to come out like that's a young carrot, but that's life. So
absolutely.
Look
'Cause
how-
you just pulled off a sprout from that, and that's sprouting
ready.
foods are energy foods, right?
that's ready already.
That's-
Oh, I can taste it already.
Oh, that is so
over
amazing.
Here we have squash growing, and intertwined we have flowers that we do. So I'll just tell you everything that's here.
Yeah, and this okra, this is the kind of thing that's really good for the digestive tract, and we have so many people on digestive medications, whether it be Pepsin or Pepsid or any kind of antacids, and all they gotta do is put more okra in their diet.
Absolutely.
Okra has a natural pepsin that helps the digestive tract.
Wow.
Yeah, especially if you eat it raw.
Especially if you eat it raw. And
Yeah.
look, I crack okra and eat it raw all
Cool.
day. Let's go around here, Doc.
And you don't get that complaint when you eat it raw from the kids, like, it's slimy.
No. Here is tomatoes. We have tomatoes growing in here.
Oh,
and we
fantastic.
have marigolds that we place inside because we're beyond organic. Okay, so organic
Absolutely,
is where
I've
they
seen
start. We're beyond that. We do sunlight, rainwater,
Wow.
and God. That's it. So
That's
no chemicals are
amazing.
added to everything.
Almost like divine food.
Yes, ma'am.
So much nour, so much light in your food,
Yes,
brother.
ma'am. So whatever we get that's yielded, that means that's the best and the strongest fruit, right? So if it survives the world, what can it do for us?
And if we eat it, we can survive the world. If our kids
Absolutely.
eat it, they can change the world.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Let's come over here to our herbs, and I'm going to hold your hand as we cross this step.
Okay.
There you go. So here we have basil. This is fresh basil.
And basil is so calming for the children. There's a great recipe for basil lemonade.
Really?
Oh, it's off the chain. I'm gonna share it with you.
I'm gonna have to get
I don't
some
share it with
basil.
everybody, but I'm gonna share it with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And it smells good too.
Yes, this is stevia.
The two ingredients for basil lemonade: basil and stevia, and a little lemon.
Wow.
You can make smoothies out of it. It's all natural, and everybody comes to my office, Brother Muhammad. They know what I'm going to say to them. Get off the sugar. It's killing you.
Get off the sugar.
This is a natural alternative. Look, and sugar, I think now it's up to probably like $6 or $7 for what is that, a 2-pound bag? And how much does it cost to go to stevia?
It probably cost me $2 for like 50 seeds.
Wow.
And so that's a minimum of 50 plants.
Wow.
And then you can take it, you let it grow to seed, and this is what we have to learn. We have to learn the art of growing plants to seed, and then we keep the seed for the next generation.
You know, that's amazing, because one of the things that they're trying to do now is actually prevent you from being able to buy seeds, particularly like organic seeds. So that's key.
Absolutely.
You'll have to.
Absolutely.
We'll have to come back and visit that
Because
conversation.
we can get land, but if we don't have the seeds, then they still can control us. So we have to make sure we teach our children how to save a seed, keep that seed for the next generation, and replant it again. So you don't eat all of your harvest. You save some back and pull the seeds out.
Cool. And this little stevia leaf would be enough for your coffee.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to. I mean, $2 for a natural sweetener that's not going to be toxic versus $7 for white poison. That's a no-brainer.
I go with the natural every time. Now this right here.
Oh, sweet. Oh my God.
This is asparagus, right?
Wow.
So we're letting it grow all the way up to seed. And so this asparagus is planted actually for next seed.
Okay.
So we'll let it go to seed, and it'll spread all the way out. We have asparagus for next seed. This is thyme.
Another excellent thing for babies who are having indigestion kind of things. Right. Thyme is really good for their little tummy. Wow. So you can think of thyme and tummy.
Thyme and tummy, I got it. Thyme
Especially for the infants, because it's a nice mild herb. It's not going to be it's not going to make them go to the bathroom a lot. It's not going to be harmful for them. You make a little tea in it for them, and that little colic and all that stuff, you don't have to worry about it.
So Doc, if there was one thing that you would say to families that's struggling right now, and they're debating on, if they should chemicalize their children, and I can tell them that I can plant food to heal them, what would you say to those people that are struggling?
That's the key to the body's ability to heal and repair itself is whole foods. Design clinical nutrition starts with putting things into the earth that's going to give us energy and allow our children to be amazing. You know, we're killing our children with this poisons from fast food stores. I always give my little kids an assignment. I tell them, next time you go to McDonald's, ask mommy to buy you. I'm so glad they made them dollar hamburgers. I say, let mommy buy you a dollar hamburger. And just sit it out on your dresser. Don't eat it. That dollar hamburger is for the spirit world, okay? The spirit world don't want it. Any self-respecting roach don't want it. That hamburger gonna look the same 6 months from now.
Wow. And if it looks the same on the counter, what is it doing to you?
Exactly.
And so that's our goal. We want to be able to provide food.
Oh, this is so
50
amazing.
families, 100 families, 1,000 families. And it could be done right here in our own backyard.
That stevia was so good.
That's good.
It was like candy.
Oh, yes. So over here is our corn. Now this is white corn that we have planted from the seed, non-GMO, and an heirloom seed. This seed that we're using is over 70 years old, right? So we'll grow it, we'll take it, and then we'll do it again for the next year.
And that's amazing. And I'm glad you brought up GMO, genetically modified foods. And when people think of genetically modified foods, they should understand that they're being genetically modified with genes from viruses, from monkeys, from anything. And corn was one of my favorite vegetables, and I couldn't eat it anymore because most corn on the market, even when they have that organic label on it, it's still GMO.
Absolutely. We couldn't even order the corn. We had to go down to a farmer in South Georgia, and he went into his little file drawer, and he put out, and he gave me like 20 kernels. Wow. And he said, now you take this, and so this year I'm only growing this just to get the seeds.
Well, okay,
we're not even going to eat this. We're just going to grow it, get the seeds, and then next year we'll plant. And then we'll have our first heirloom seed.
Yeah, cool.
So
that's phenomenal.
This is your faith farm. This is Sultan.
Hi, Sultan.
Sultan is our guardian. He watches over everything. And then, so here we have our sheep. Sheep are all here. They have 6 acres to graze, and then the cows have 15 acres to graze. And we have our own fresh eggs every morning.
Brother Muhammad, you're doing a phenomenal job. Are you doing any classes for children or anything?
So right over there, we do field trips for daycare children and school-age children, and for the community. You know, you can come and say, walk me around. I'll take you all around. Everything I have, we've been blessed, so I can't keep it. I have to pour it to someone else. And I just want to you've been doing work from here across the water, and so I have to be able to do it in Alaska.
You're doing a great job. This reminds me of being back in Africa, just being in touch with the earth. It's so quiet. I can hear the crickets.
Yes. Well, let's take a stroll and you can enjoy the rest. So, Doc, I can't let you leave the property without giving you something special. So right here is our sunflowers. And the sunflower, I'm giving it to you because it's an evidence of life that will continue to give time and time again. And the work that you have been doing, the work you will continue to do, you'll continue to give life to this generation, and your work will give life beyond generations to come. So this is our sunflower to you.
It's beautiful.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for visiting Your Faith Farm. It's such an honor. I know my farm is so much happier. I'm going to come out here tomorrow and stuff is going to be growing because we had Doc here at the farm.
And I'll be so much happier. Thank you so much.
Thank you. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
When I first discovered that I was pregnant, I was a little apprehensive about who would care for my son. I began to talk to different members of the masjid and speak with my husband's family. My mother-in-law, Sandra Salim, told me about Dr. Askari. She told me that Dr. Askari was actually the baby that I was carrying. It was his doctor. His father, it was the baby's dad had been seen and treated by Dr. Askari as well. So him being 30 and this being a new baby, you could see that Dr. Askari has really been in the community and definitely instrumental in our family. And whenever the baby gets sick or any questions that I have her personal cell phone number. I'm able to text her. she responds back immediately. And when I first met her, it was just like a light, and it was so much love from her that I was just sold, and she became his pediatrician.
Greetings. My name is Dr. Haiba Sanyika. I'm a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist. I trained at the University of California in San Francisco, and I've done my residency in obstetrics and gynecology. I've been practicing approximately 30 years here, 30 years altogether. Dr. Askari has just been an inspiration to my life, to me personally and professionally. I love this sister so much.
I do too.
This is the pillar of our community. The pillar of our community. The patients have nothing but love for her. I have nothing but love for her. The community has nothing but love for her. She's been strong. She's been beautiful. She's been saving lives. She's been saving souls. And we need her. And this is what's going on is unjust. I believe in her. We believe in her as a community. Things happen where we get railroaded as black physicians. We are under the gun. I mean, it doesn't matter what level you are, we're under the gun and can be treated viciously and maliciously. And so I just can't accept what's going on with this, and I'm just going to keep on fighting because, you know, there's going to be a better solution for this. She is so beautiful. We love her.
I love you too.
I mean, I send my patients to her. She sends her patients to me.
Yep, you take good care of them.
And she's essential.
I can remember as far back as when I was 7 years old wanting to be a doctor. That passion was nurtured in me by my mother and my 9 siblings. When I got to junior high school and high school, that passion was nurtured in me by my entire community. I was the first one in my neighborhood to attend a pre-med program at Harvard University. I had a passion that was nurtured by so many people, and it came at a time when the civil rights movement was alive, Malcolm X was on the scene, that it just became innate in my being to be responsive and responsible to my community. So I was ecstatic to enroll in the Morehouse School of Medicine, which was the first black medical school established in the 20th century. I was part of their charter class. And Morehouse, with Morehouse That Beat, continued to be responsive and responsible to our community. That was Morehouse's mission. The model was to train physicians that came from underserved areas so that they would have the desire and the passion to return to those areas. And it's a model that was successful. It worked well. I was excited about becoming a physician and returning to our community to address the healthcare disparities, not just among African American people, but poor people, people in the Appalachian Mountains. That same passion to address the underserved took me to Senegal, West Africa, where I did medical missionary work for 11 years. During that time, I was the only physician for probably over 1,000 miles. People would travel days just to come to the clinic that we established in Senegal, which was Shifa Askam Women's and Children's Medical and Social Center. And it's in that domain, in that arena, where I learned to sort of expand my tools of healing people to include wellness strategies that address things that affect adults as well as children. When I returned to the United States, it became important to me to continue that same kind of passion and to incorporate similar modalities into helping families in America that had traditionally been underserved address chronic illnesses like hypertension, diabetes, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, the things that we know was actually killing our communities. That passion, I became known for that. And I was approached to participate in a consortium that was described as historic in nature. I was asked to participate in a consortium that would involve physicians of color coming together to provide health care in one place, a comprehensive place where people can come and get holistic health, nutrition, orthopedics, cardiology, neurology, pediatric, and it seemed like a dream come true. I no longer had to be kind of like the lone wolf or the individual person out there. So I knew that if I could get into that kind of organization, it would be an effective way to achieve my goals, which was to deliver the best possible health care to as many people as possible. So of course I said I was all in and I jumped on board. That decision led me to work at the pain clinic that was ultimately shut down in 2006 as a pill mill, and resulted in me being arrested and indicted for conspiracy to distribute narcotics without a legitimate medical reason, and led to the fact that today I'm facing 66 months in federal prison. So when I was approached by a group of physicians that had a reputable standing in our community about forming an organization that would do just that, provide a facility that our community could access, where they could get the kind of knowledge, the kind of care that would address these things, I was excited about that. Maybe I was too naive, having just spent 11 years in Africa and just coming back on the scene in America, but these people had a good reputation, and I knew we had to have some kind of program to get that work done. Absolutely, there is some sense of responsibility, and my heart goes out to anyone that might have been injured by anything that came as a result of my tenure at that AMARC pain clinic. But what I wanted to sort of emphasize to people is that out of chaos comes opportunity. So I'm taking this opportunity to be able to share with people the phenomenal techniques that I know to be effective in helping people handle chronic pain so they don't get to the point of being addicted to medications. Most of the patients that I saw at AMARC have been on medications for years. So it would be cruel and really unethical to begin to sort of stop their medications at that point. They had to be weaned from those medications. Because my tenure at AMARC was short, I only stayed there for a couple of years because I was in the process of establishing a center that addresses pain management, chronic pain from a holistic perspective, and I thought I could do a better job if it was my clinic. Since that wasn't my clinic, then I left before we could actually sort of implement those things there, because I felt that the powers that be, the people who own the clinic, weren't interested in doing those things. In my religion, what we say is that you're judged by your intentions. And my intention in working at that clinic was to participate in a historic formation of a group medical practice that was founded by African American physicians. I was approached by 2 African American physicians who had good standing in the community. They were known for having organized things that helped to address the healthcare disparities in our community. So they had good credibility. And so they presented an opportunity to be a part of a consortium of physicians that would address the disparities in healthcare and the underserved, whether that underserved was a community of people with chronic pain or the African American community who had less access to healthcare to address cancer, hypertension, or diabetes. And it would be based in the south side of town. So that's the first thing I want people to sort of be aware of. And not only was I recruited, but there were other physicians in the community recruited as well. And in the end, there was 12 physicians working at that clinic. There were 12 physicians, Dr. Toby, who worked at that clinic. 2 of the physicians were recruited because of our passion for integrative and natural health modalities. And when the clinic was closed, and as a pill mill, and indictments were sent out of the 12 physicians, only 2 physicians, the 2 naturopathic physicians, were the one indicted. So is that selective prosecution? Is that a stretch of the conspiracy law that was started during the Ronald Reagan administration to actually address drug cartels or not? Or I'll let you guys do your research, go to doctorsofcourage.org, and you decide.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Mangi sant Yalla di julli ci Maulana Cheikh Ibrahima. Di sant sama serigne Imam Hassan mi. Imam Hassan make me know Dr Askari Soon as I have 10 years. I be sick almost. I be fall down. My daddy, my mom, they think I be die. I'm Senegalese. Dr. Askari almost leave her house to come to my house to give me medicine to see if everything okay. Soon as I feel better, she's take care of us a lot. I cannot tell them, it's too many. She's helped a lot of people over there having a baby die in Senegal. She helped a lot of people there, they not have money. They sick, lay down in the house, no medicine, no money. They, Dr. Askari there to help. That's why I know Dr. Askari. She helped me lot better. Soon as I feel better, why now I'm 34. I'm not feel that pain no more. I'll be die for that pain. Dr. Askari helped me for that pain. I'm not never forget. That time, I'll be 10 years.
That was a surreal experience, but it's a day that I'll never forget. The kind of day that changes your life. It was on January the 16th. It was Martin Luther King's birthday, as a matter of fact. I was in the clinic because we were providing free services for an organization called Giving Back to Humanity. We took that day as a day of service. The phone call came in about 11 a.m. There was a DEA agent on the other end of the phone. He said, Dr. Askari, and he gave his name. And it almost sounded like he was talking in a tunnel. I kind of lost focus, but I could kind of hear what he was saying. He said, we have a warrant for your arrest. You have until 5 p.m. today to turn yourself in. I don't want to come to the clinic in front of your patients, so we're giving you the opportunity to self-surrender. I hung up the phone and I just took a deep breath and sat there for a moment. I wanted to make sure that the patients in the office were still taken care of. So I continued to work until about 1 o'clock. Then I called my family. I told them exactly what was said to me and what was going on. And we prepared to go down to the Federal Russell Building and to self-surrender. I remember trying to go through my head what legal resources I had available, what kind of organizational resources I might need, and it seemed like I had all of 10 seconds to pull that all together.
What am I going to do when Dr. Askari's gone? I will pray every day. I will, I can't even really answer that question because it's just so unbelievable. Her spirit will be with us. Absolutely. I will write her. I will pray. I will keep supporting her because I feel like this, we're going to be in a battle and a journey to overthrow this injustice that has been bestowed on her. Yes, and that's something else that's so phenomenal about Dr. Askari. Her vision is continuing while she's gone. She's helping, we're orchestrating how we can still have healthcare providers to be where she was in the clinic and to keep providing service. And this is how unselfish she is. This is how dedicated she is. This is her life like this. And she's worrying about the patients and, the families. How are we going to do this? She's a grandmother, too. She's got children that she's raised, so beautifully. And of course, she's concerned about that. But this is a selfless woman, and that is just another example. While she's gone, if she's gone, this is what she's working on. How we're going to continue. So we're working with practitioners, trying to see what we can do to provide professional services in the clinic. But this is the master. And the other thing so phenomenal about us, she will help us. Educational wise, whatever way she can, she's still going to be working to help direct us.